Hey guys, we're going to talk about my top 3 recovery methods for jumpers. And before we even get into the real ones, I want to preface this by saying number 0 would be to make sure that we are controlling the amount of volume that we're doing on our legs, whether it's heavy strength training or the plyometrics or jumping itself. We want to make sure that we're not doing too much volume that we have to force ourselves into these recovery methods, okay? So the best form of recovery is making sure we have a proper amount of volume. And we do that for you in the World Record Jump Academy. If you guys are interested, you guys can get that using the second link in the description. But get that first link in the description, which is againsoddsathletics.com/free training, which is an absolutely free jump training for you guys, absolutely free. I suggest everybody get that right now. Okay, so let's get into it. Number 1. Okay, number 1, the number 1 recovery method for jumpers is to make sure that you are getting a thorough warm-up before your jump session or your leg day, and a post-workout stretch to rebalance all of those length-tension relationships in those muscles that we use, the quads, the glutes, the calves, the TFL, all of that. And if you guys need to know which stretches to do, you guys can watch this video right above. Okay, so that's my number 1 recovery tool. My number 2 most important recovery method is making sure that you have proper nutrition. And what I mean by this is, for example, if I'm going on an extreme cut and I'm decreasing my calories, decreasing my carbohydrates especially, you're more susceptible to injury because your muscles take longer to recover. So that's why a lot of people get injured on aggressive cuts. So we want to make sure that we have a good balance between still being in a calorie deficit when we're on a cut and still getting enough carbohydrates, especially in our body, to kind of rebuild those muscles. So yes, protein is important. Carbohydrates are also super important as well. Making sure that we have the proper nutrients in our body to make sure that we are fueled for our session and also fueled enough to recover from our session and build, because that's where we get stronger, is when we rebuild, not when we break down in the gym when we work out. So nutrition is a huge aspect to recovery. I can't stress this enough, is you're not going to put cheap fuel inside of a Lamborghini, right? You're going to put the most expensive fuel in. You're going to make sure that you have exactly what you need to perform at the best level. So treat your body like the Lamborghini and make sure that you put good fuel in your body, okay? And number 3, which might be a surprise, my number 3 most favorite recovery method for jumpers is acupuncture. And this is something that is fairly new to me. Starting at the beginning of 2022, I was introduced to the benefits of acupuncture and how I might be able to use it in my schedule. And I was a little bit skeptical about it. I was like, I don't want to get stabbed with needles and whatnot. But turns out, I learned a lot about what acupuncture actually does. And basically, if you think about foam rolling, it's trying to separate the muscle strands from sticking together and basically get them to release and eliminate any knots. And what these knots are actually adhesions, and the muscle and the muscle sticking to each other. So foam roller or a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball is okay, but we're talking these fine, intricate muscles. There's so many different muscles in there that we need something a little bit more pinpointed. And what the acupuncture actually can do is you poke these tiny little needles. You don't even feel it. It's not painful. It's like slightly uncomfortable, but you learn to like it. And it pokes it in the correct spots. A good acupuncturist is a godsend. And what that does is it promotes blood flow, because it actually pokes the muscle and kind of brings blood to that muscle and brings blood flow. So it warms it up, it brings blood flow, and then it also will separate the muscle from adhesions by causing a little jolt in the muscle, especially those really tight muscles. So it's like trying to do something with a blunt object is foam rolling, and then acupuncture is that very accurate tool that you can use to actually target the spots that you need to most. Now, I've seen great benefits from it. I've been dealing with a lot of quad tightness and glute tightness, and that acupuncture, you feel good immediately after, like better, but then you feel significantly better like 2-3 weeks into it, and doing it fairly consistently, maybe like twice per month, once a week. And it's expensive, but again, body's a Lamborghini. Got to treat it right. You're not going to buy a Lamborghini and then be upset when the oil change is expensive. All right, so those are my 3 top recovery methods for jumpers. if you guys want to get that free jump training, which I highly suggest, use that first link in the description. Go to www.againstoddsethletics.com/free training and get that absolutely free. About 60% of people that watch the video do it, and not 100%. I don't know why, but make sure that you're in that 60%, okay? I'm Chris from Against Odds Athletics, and catch you guys in the next video.